Coming up on Help Wanted, small New York businesses trying to do their part to help this economic recovery. Can they do it? Meet one New Yorker who's done it before on a shoestring and his plans to make it happen again. Help Wanted begins right now. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on this edition of Help Wanted. I'm Dan Bazell. We begin with the story of an entrepreneur who started a business on his kitchen table with a few $100s and a dream. He managed to turn that dream into a multi-million-dollar organization. Now he's trying to do it again, this time in a less than desirable economic climate, and he hopes his efforts will put some New Yorkers back to work. Wayne Perry always had a knack for mixing different ingredients together, ever since he was a little boy. It was that obsession that helped him build a multi-million-dollar company, starting with just $350.
I had actually come up with my own cure for my headaches. I had chronic cluster headaches, and I was a self-defense guy, and I had learned by using pepper spray, actually, that pepper could stop headaches.
Perry was a photographer for a television station in upstate New York. After losing his job there in 2004, he decided to go into the business of curing headaches.
And so I said, you know what? I'm out of a job. I'm going to take my last $350, tell my landlord I can't pay the rent, which is exactly what I did. And he goes, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm making pepper nasal spray. And he laughed at me.
But Wayne laughed all the way to the bank for creating the Sinus Buster, now sold in stores across the country.
I sat there in my kitchen and mixed up different, botanicals that I knew about, and a little sea salt and a little distilled water and, a little eucalyptus and a little bit of pepper extract. Next thing you know, I created a nasal spray.
Now he's trying to recreate the magic all over again, going from nasal spray to skincare. He's not back in his kitchen, but you might as well call the one-room office space that he rented to kick off his new product line another humble beginning.
The same thing. Like, we're in a small place now, but back when I started Sinus Buster, we were in my kitchen, okay? And my mom was my only employee. So we sat there all day and night filling bottles and putting on labels.
Today, he's got 2 employees filling bottles for the new company called Greensations. The products are made with capsaicin, the same basic ingredient, he says, that made Sinus Buster a success.
As I created those sinus products, I realized that capsaicin could also be used for skincare, okay? And that's what Greensations is all about. So what capsaicin does, and it's clinically proven to do, is to actually increase blood flow topically and also help with absorption of other ingredients. The other thing capsaicin does is it desensitizes the nerve fibers on your skin. And by doing that, it actually triggers your body to fight certain adverse skin and scalp conditions.
And he's using the internet to promote his new creation, just as he did with Sinus Buster. Wayne says that the internet may be modern, but it's actually an old-fashioned word of mouth.
You look at Johnson & Johnson and you say, wow, S.C. Johnson, gigantic company. Yeah, they are, but it started with 2 brothers and a horse and buggy who used to take products they really liked and traveled around the country and went door to door.
And that's how he believes companies should use the internet. You go directly to the customer and let the product speak for itself. If the product is junk, people will know about it rather quickly all over the world through this giant word of mouth he calls the internet.
The internet is powered by the people, not by the corporations. And that's why a lot of big companies don't know how to use it. But it allows people to get together who have common interest, in natural products or in, whatever, railroads or whatever they're interested in. And people get together in these groups and they spread the word about new products. They spread the word about things they like. And that's really where it's at. That's the greatest advertising in the world.
By spreading the word on the internet, Wayne says after a while, Sinus Buster would be the first to pop up on Google when someone searched for nasal spray. Wayne sold Sinus Buster and he recently left the company because of disagreements with the new owners. And that's why he started Greensations, once again trying to build a startup on a shoestring and hopefully become a part of the economic recovery.
Can you get any help with your business, with starting this business?
Absolutely not. When you're a small company, you get no help at all. It's absolute fact. There are no bailouts for the small guys. Right now, the purse strings are tight, and it's only the big businesses that are getting anything.
He says even if you're successful, you may not get the help you need to expand, which was part of the reason why he had to sell Sinus Buster.
Let me tell you something. I ran a business that was doing $1.5 million a year, and before the economy went to hell, okay? And we couldn't get a business loan to save our lives. Banks were coming to us, and every time we would apply, they would turn us down.
He's written a new book called The Working Class Entrepreneur about his experience. He rails against Wall Street, big banks, and the federal government for ignoring the small business community.
What's a small business to you? A small business is a little pizza shop, a local flower shop, maybe a construction company. Certainly not a company with 50 employees or more. When you're under that, you can't get any help from the government at all. The truth is, true small business creates 60% of the jobs in this country. Without the small business, you're never gonna bounce back.
We're fortunate to have the folks in our profile interviews share their personal stories with us. We'll check in with them from time to time. And joining us